us to Manipur. Uh, Latest news and developments from Manipur. Then we'll talk about the CBI taking over those cases and how many of those cases are pertaining to violence against women. 2 Jawans, 5 locals injured as firing continues in Manipur. Since the 3rd of May, at least 157 people have been killed in the ongoing violence in Manipur. At least 7 people, including 2 India Reserve Battalion personnel, were injured as armed miscreants from both Kuki and Methi communities in ethnic strife-torn Manipur engaged in intermittent firing throughout Wednesday. And this is just a day, just one day after the assembly session. And people were saying that, a calmness is starting to settle in Manipur. And this is how, the calm was shattered. Gunfire. The firing started on Tuesday morning after 26-year-old farmer Salam Jotin Singh, a resident of Naran Sena, was shot dead by miscreants. Singh sustained a bullet injury but survived. Now, columns of army and Assam rifles are present at the spot. The situation is tense, but firing has finally stopped just now, which is what a senior security officer said on Wednesday night, requesting anonymity. Miscreants from the hills also fired mortars. So there is not just firing, people are throwing mortars as well, while those in the valley used automatic guns, is also what the officer has added. 2 battalions of the India Reserve Battalion, a special armed force of the state, were deployed in the area to control the firing. The miscreants also attacked the IRB personnel, resulting in bullet injuries to 2 Jawans as well. So firing and warlike structure and guerrilla warfare is far from over.
It's just short of a civil war that you're talking about, because the kind of weapons that you're talking about, mortars being fired, automatic weapons being used. One of the persons said that a defense source, this is I'm quoting from the Hindu, a defense source said that mortars and automatic weapons were being used by the groups in the hills and valleys to fire at each other, while the hill district of Churchandpur is Kuki Zoo dominated, Bishnupur in the valley is Methi dominated. The inter-district boundary or the buffer zone, now this is what they're calling it, they have made their own boundaries and they have created buffer zones as well. I mean, who brings in these terms and who is the authority sanctioning these things also? It just shows that the people who are supposed to in fact take care of law and order have just
That's the Manipur police tweet that we put out yesterday as well. Essentially the search operations, the recovery of arms and weapons and ammunitions and the constant protests that are taking place, the politicians going in their respective huddles, there is no steps forward that one can see or essentially assess on the ground, which goes on to speak volumes about what the current dispensation at the center and in the state of Manipur are doing about the situation in Manipur. Just mere lip service or your report on what you've done in Manipur. Take a look at this, 27th of August. Again houses gutted, again looted, and I mean, of course some of them were abandoned houses, but it's still the message that one community is trying to send to the other community, that you're going to be burnt to the ground.
You're not welcome anymore.
You're not welcome anymore. And the CBI that is now taking the cases, do you think that the CBI has to do with too much right now? 27 cases of Manipur violence are with the CBI, at least 18, 19 related to crimes against women in that particular list. And we already saw what that video did to the entire nation when it came about.
See, Kabir, the CBI taking up the case, of course, with the pressure from the court is actually a welcome step, because in a place where there is no semblance of law and order, at least the CBI investigating the case would at least give some kind of an idea that justice can be served. And they are taking a lot of precautions as well. As you rightly pointed out, 19 cases are crimes against women. So they've taken a lot of precautions. They have changed officers. They have ensured that there are many women officers in the teams that are investigating these cases. And also, it also tries to give that kind of a message saying that, these crimes might have happened when a huge riot was going on, but no one will, go unpunished if they are in fact caught. This is a message that they want to give on the ground as well, and also to reassure those women who had to face these brutal assault, that to reassure them that the state is with them when it 100%. Comes to their ordeal, when it comes to the battle that they are fighting, because most of them are survivors.
I think ordeal is, calling it an ordeal is
ordeal is a small word, in fact. It's a small word. It's an understatement.
Applied as an understatement. Their lives have been shattered. It has come to a complete halt. Think about the kids. Think about, this is what's happening in Manipur right now. This, What you're seeing right now, this is Manipur, completely strife-torn.
And
The ethnic violence is just not stopping here.
it happened on May 3rd. Now it is May, June,
Now the investigation
July,
has gained
August.
momentum. Investigation has gained momentum. Why? Well, because now we know who's at least probing these cases. The 27 cases that CBI has taken over, 19 related to crimes against women. Take a look at this.
This is out of the 6,000 FIRs, remember.
Absolutely. See, 6,000 FIRs, to peruse through 6,000 FIRs is not an easy job for any executive body. 53 officers have been selected by the top brass of the CBI. This includes 29 women officers. Out of those 53, 29 are women. They've been drawn from various units of the federal agency from across the country to probe this particular cases. 19 cases of crimes against women, 3 related to armory loot by a mob, 2 of a murder and 1 each of rioting, murder, kidnapping and general criminal conspiracy. These are the cases that CBI is going to in fact be undertaking. Now, with society in Manipur divided on ethnic lines, the CBI is facing the critical task of avoiding allegations of bias during the operation, because that is something that the Manipur police and the Assam Rifles have run into. So, we will have to wait and watch as to what happens, but at least finally one more step that has been taken in terms of a team that has now been constituted. 53 members, 29 of them are women, 27 cases that they will take up, 19 out of them are going to be crimes related to women. And of course, other cases as well of loot, arson, robbery, murder and general conspiracy as well. But the bottom line still remains that no forward steps essentially that have been taken in Manipur. And the idea is not to spread misinformation or disinformation. There is a lot of disappointment where this limited opinion is coming from, because number one, not a lot of people from across the length and breadth of the country really know what's happening over there. It's a very sensitive case, a lot of socio-economic fault lines. One has to first understand Manipur to even start thinking about a possible solution. But even if there's no solution, there must be reconciliation. But today, we're so far away from reconciliation, we can't even see or hear the hour.